some adaptations in draft, and it feels like one or two things could have been just drafted differently in their last comp to make it a bit more cohesive. But we are going to see them switch sides this time around, so at least going to open up more possibilities. But looks like, okay, so they changed bans a little bit. They banned Zoe on red side. On blue, they are going to ban out the Kalista themselves. And for Rogue Warriors, still banning out the Set and Volibear. Two champions they don't really like to take in the jungle. Also going to take away Wei's Graves. So now we're getting down in the jungle pool, things like the Trundle, the Kindred once again, Lee Sin becoming a higher priority.
Both these junglers love Graves. Both have played it 8 and 9 times. So with no Graves this game around, do they go for the Aphelios that was looked past in game 1?
I want to see if Rat does play it, so they do lock it in. Like we said, against OMG, they did ban it twice on blue side. Clearly not something they wanted to play on. Being very conscious, they're not trying to set Rat up as a main carry for the team, but this time around they're going to switch it up and bring out that S tier champion.
All right, well, let's go to ZWuJi's Ashe, though, which was banned in the first phase in game 1, so being left open, the natural touch-up to the Rogue Warriors comp.
Yep, so Rogue Warriors, I would expect to lock it in. It's ZWuJi's most played champion by far.
Yep.
They love having him on this proactive champion that can look for picks in the bot lane. You can set up dives very easily. You constantly have push, which allows Haro to go for aggressive plays in the enemy jungle around bot side. And obviously that's what makes sense for Rogue Warriors when Haro and Lei are the two-man squad that constantly link up to find plays around the map.
Very much hitting the peak of their performance here in summer.
I want to see if they opt for a jungler here. You also do have Syndra open, but it's not something we've seen Wuming play. Neither of these teams clearly really value the Syndra pick. But okay, we're going to see Haro go back to Lee Sin, which, I said, if you watch that FPX game too, you know this is a champion that you need to fear.
This is the Lee Sin that I want to see. So with Haro back on comfort, let's have a look at eStar.
Maybe you just go Trundle here if you are Wei. He's only played it 2 games this split. But
he loves Lee as well.
You're clearly setting up for this kind of front-to-back team fight. You want to have Peel for the Aphelios. You have an immobile AD carry in the Ashe, so the pillar will work quite well.
Oh, Rek'Sai.
Yeah, so instead, eStar saying, hey, you know, we know we can try to build a comp that's going to win team fights, but that's not what we're about. We need to snowball through mid and jungle. They're going to, with the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai, of course, is quite a good matchup into the Lee Sin, but this game is definitely going to be on Wei's shoulders to find and really accelerate these early game advantages.
Which he did in game 1 on a very different champion. But we never got that transition. While for Rogue Warriors, seeing Wuming on something that moves across the map. It's not the Galio, but Twisted Fate, with a similar aspect to his kit.
Yep, and that is the way we've seen him play, right? We saw that Galio is actually his most played champion this split, so at least in the similar vein of how you want to play out the mid game. And now that we've seen both teams get these same 3 picks, I wonder if Rogue Warriors will just try to get a strong top laner. Not necessarily that Holder needs something, but to deny a pick from Xiaobai with how shallow his pool is.
Remember that Holder, his most played champion, is the Wukong, which for Xiaobai has favorited over or next to the Ornn. So that could be a ban away from Rogue Warriors. Could be a takeaway for Holder in game 2.
The only other thing you could expect to see is if Rogue Warriors just want to go for a generic support pick and get something like the Nautilus for themselves. Obviously, going to have a lot of threat on a bunch of immobile champions on the side of eStar, but hey, eStar recognize that, they ban it out.
The support's still left and available, though, for lane. Has been a Leona player. Also, if you don't have the Thresh, looks a Bard,
I was going to say, we do have Bard, and both of these players have shown that they are able to play that champion. It sets up very well for the kind of comp Rogue Warriors have as well as, you know, this kind of global pick comp.
A lot of lockdown to go with it as well. Ornn's going to be taken away, so for Holder, you know, that Wukong.
If Rogue Warriors do go Wukong on 4, I actually expect Xiaobai just to go back towards the Mordekaiser once again. Okay. He could go towards the Kennen, which he flashed in game 1, but he actually hasn't played it this split. And hey, eStar read that. Now I wonder if you're Holder, do you actually just go towards the Mordekaiser yourself?
2 games played already. Or do we see that safe blind support that you talked about before instead?
You have 2 options if you're going to support here. You can go Leona, which I'd say is more classically viewed as a safe blind, or you go the Bard, but Rogue Warriors are giving us something different. Blinding Camille.
Against any other team, I feel like you'd be punished, but does Xiaobai play something that can destroy it?
I mean, that does actually quite fine into the Camille if he wants to opt into that. There actually are a lot of generic tanks you can pick into Camille and just rush Tabbies and Bramble Vest, and they do fine.
Okay, are we going to get a Poppy top?
Once again, though, their comp is going to be kind of strange. So it works in the sense that it plays a disengage role, and you at least have poke in the mid lane coming from your Zoe. But definitely not the type of champion that links up well with a Rek'Sai.
Yeah. Interesting because, you know, the support is like, all right, well, we're going towards the direction that Rogue Warriors definitely wanted to if they take this Bard, which they do.
Yep, and the thing about eStar comp, though, is when you draft blue side Rek'Sai, it definitely signals about playing around your bot lane more anyway. So going with Poppy, Xiaobai's going to play weak top side. We expect to see a lot of pressure in mid jungle and around river because Zoe has such massive river control, obviously with all the terrain for her bubble. Rek'Sai going to have good setup in the mid lane, and then ShiauC going to be able to follow up as well, having the portal, having the tempered fate.
But hey, there's your Karma. So we don't get the Bard out of lane, we get the Karma instead. Now that's been taken away, and Rogue Warriors comp a little bit different here as well. Playing towards the top side here, Lyric, is that correct? Are we going to see Wuming and Haro head up towards Holder?
So it's strange because you can play around both sides of the map. I would actually expect them to ignore top side. I think you're fine just leaving Holder, you know, in that lane, which sure, he's not going to be able to find any advantages, but you don't really expect Wei to gank it either. So Camille's just kind of being left on an island to slowly scale up. To where when you have this Karma support, we've talked about it many times, you really want to be able to push lane, take turret plates. It's very fragile, very easy to gank, so you don't want it going down if Wei does put some pressure on bot side. And you have a very easy way of, okay, you take bot side turret first, you rotate your bot lane to top side, you know, you take that turret, put them in mid lane, you then transition into the 1-3-1 setup with TF and Camille. So early game bot lane pressure, mid late game you have 1-3-1, you have pick potential.
Okay. And eStar again, their direction, you're a bit convoluted again, would you say? Because of this Poppy.
Yes. Well, not even just the Poppy. Like, even after your first pick of Aphelios, going Zoe, Rek'Sai, those two champions go in very different directions because you have a bit of poke and disengage, right? You have Zoe for poke, you have the Poppy for disengage. Even Bard with his ultimate can play a bit of a disengage role, but their identity is definitely more complex than what Rogue Warriors have drafted.
Okay, well, again, we'll see, because Wei was a crucial part of Game 1, but then it got to the point where Rogue Warriors found their favorable fight and took over. eStar's in Game 2, a lot more early game here from Wei. See if he can influence with this new mid laner in Irma. This is his debut today in the LPL. In Game 1, he had some pretty good highlight moments. This time around, he's on the Zoe. And we just get our eStar Gyro. Not even Rogue Warriors. They need it right now.
Yes, they do. And talking about eStar, you were just talking about the Zoe in the mid lane. So, you know, getting into more detail about what eStar want to do, they definitely want to play around mid-game early with their jungler. Rek'Sai having a lot of paths to gank the mid lane. Twisted Fate, of course, you know, no mobility in his kit. They also have the Bard, which kind of signals the same thing. So it's going to be all about taking your pressure from mid into sides. And I really feel like eStar have a comp that, once again, needs to get ahead when you do have this Rek'Sai. The decent thing is, in the late game, at least Poppy's going to be able to play as a zoning threat, and then you're going to have the Aphelios that you can rely on.
Plus, to interrupt things like the Destiny, right? With Holder sending back 2. There's a lot that Xiaobai can do against this composition. As Rogue Warriors starting up for an invade, but will be spotted out by eStars, who put a defensive ward in towards their red buff. So back to normality is Haro with a red start. With
the Colonel, I definitely favor Rogue Warriors throughout most of the game. I feel like they have tools to answer everything eStar can do. And the only interesting thing coming out from Runes here is Wei going with the Halo Blades Rek'Sai, so obviously a lot more about early power and early dueling. So we're going to want to see him find Haro early. We know Rek'Sai is fine in that matchup, actually he's quite favored in that matchup, and get into lanes early as well.
We have not seen Halo Blades Rek'Sai for a while. To be fair, we don't see much Rek'Sai anymore, but seeing Halo Blades Rek'Sai is a very big rarity in and amongst itself.
And to me, it shows a very good understanding of how he needs to play out this early game. He needs to get ahead. He needs to start snowballing Irma and get into the side lanes. Make sure that ZWuJi and Lei can't do whatever they want. And don't let this Camille get to the point where it becomes a big late game threat.
Well,
scale, that's the word I was thinking of.
No, late game threat does say it, though.
It does.
But it is fleet footwork Camille. We've seen a lot of grasp for the lane, but playing the defensive option here against Xiaobai when he knows that this matchup is going to be rougher.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really going to be able to outtrade with the Poppy anyway. Again, he's very easily able to shut down your E. Even having the passive shield himself sets him up very well for these early game trades. So I like that Holder realizes his role in the comp is just to play it slow, scale up, become a late game threat.
We should also clarify why this is a nuisance for the Camille. Of course, Steadfast Presence stops the hook shot, wall shot from the Camille. If anyone's seen the matchup themselves.
Poppy's just very good at champions that have those dashes that want to come into you. And obviously, very easily able to itemize against Camille. And Rogue Warrior's topside, in general, since it is double AD, right? You just rush early Ninja Tappies, you get the Bramble Vest, and you're completely safe up there.
And with Corrupting Potion and Biscuits as well, just to enhance the undyingness. That's not a word either, but Holder going to be spotting out Wei. Tremor Senses does the exact same, and Wei already stealed away the Raptor camp. He's going back in to take Krugs and set pressure on Holder.
And I mean, they built the wave, so they could potentially go for the dive. Holder did finally hit level 3, but Poppy has the stun if he can knock him into the wall.
It's about the heroic charge and the steadfast presence to stop that escape we talked about, while bottom lane, meanwhile, Rogue Warriors are pushing in here. We're looking towards 2 different lanes while Krugs are being taken. We're building that up, but I think that wave is getting reset a bit. Nice poke from Wei.
I mean, this is what you'd expect, right? This is why you do draft Karma into these sort of lanes where you can just very easily abuse them. And now they're getting low enough too. I wonder if they need to be worried about a dive.
ShiauC's one hit with that Sonic Wave. He's backing. Haro's still here. He wants to take the camp first. Sonic Wave used for that. ShiauC low on mana, and his back was stopped. Oh.
I want to see Haro weaves his head into the lane. Oh, he doesn't.
Short.
Had he shown a bit earlier, like let's say he tried to cut the wave, you could have forced out a TP from Irma or Xiaobai. That could have also been a potential play, but obviously just valuing the camp, the XP, the gold, wanting to get that, not wanting to be in an awkward position, you know, sandwiched between 2 of eStar's members.
Really nice hawk shot. Actually spots out Wei. Holder's like, okay, pings it down, I get it.
His wave is in a terrible position though, as we can see. Xiaobai did get the bounce back. Obviously, it is pushing into Xiaobai. Holder cannot walk up to it right now.
Gonna go for the sweep just to get that, but the heroic charge. Nice trade. Holder near a one-shot Wei, ready to come in. The Praise Seeker stops the back. And look at this.
I mean, he's gonna dove.
We gotta stop it. Stop the back. Someone stop the back. Holder baits it in at the last moment. Under turret, the minion wave blocks it for now. Flash away for first blood. And Irma even comes in, just in case.
I actually think Holder could have backed.
I think he could have.
I'm pretty sure he could have backed.
But he went in anyway.
I'm not going to question it. You know, he didn't think he could back. They were trying to bait out a play. He goes down.
It was at
Point
least
is,
a millisecond.
This matchup is tough, as you guys can see. Great job by eStar to also punish it with all this Rek'Sai pressure. And we just see Rogue Warriors answering accordingly by trying to put all of their pressure onto their bot side.
And the best part about that was the trade beforehand, right? Where Xiaobai got him to that range.
Yeah, Xiaobai doing quite well on this Poppy. Like you said, a champion we don't see all too often, but this is also why you don't see people blind pick champions like Camille.
Yes.
It is very easy to pick into.
It was a moment of disrespect from Rogue Warriors, knowing that Xiaobai isn't the biggest carry player. Of course, what we've seen into things like Camille is the Jax.
Jax,
from other teams.
Gnar is also a bit of a skill matchup that you can play out.
It's like what we talk about with Renekton as well, being in that blind pick category where teams have punished him with Quinn.
Fiora is it's a counter, but it's a very hard skill matchup counter. But if Fiora gets ahead, Camille can't play the game.
And if anyone has the gumption to play Fiora in the LPL, you know that they've mained it for quite a while.
True, I guess that's not relevant here because we know Xiaobai's not going to pull out the Fiora.
Yeah.
Overall, though, Rogue Warriors going to use their bot lane pressure. They're going to stick with this.
No. Yes. There is a ward in the back of the pit that needs to be taken away.
So Wuming is low on mana. That could be a potential reason why they're not looking for it. And I mean, in mid lane, this is what you'd expect, right? Zoe's going to throw out these long range paddles, so he's going to have a very easy time clearing the wave.
Destiny up and available. Tenacity rushed for Wuming as well, by the way, which is a nice little pickup when you're going up against Irma.
Yep, also just a very, convenient back gold-wise as well. And they do have a ton of CC coming out from the side of eStar, so I do like the back. And now Rogue Warriors finally going to take this dragon, and eStar once again going to go towards the top side. Holder is full HP this time. He also does have his ultimate, so at least not in a position where it could be dove as of yet.
Also want to note while we're watching this dragon going on that Wei is once again invading. He's maintained a small CS lead, but with the dragon going down, Haro will basically even that. Of course, there is a kill on Wei as well, which has given him these double long swords. But are you ready to go top again? Because Wei close to 6 should be able to take Krugs and pick that up for the dive.
Yep, and I mean, despite having ult, being able to dodge out on some of the CC coming from the side of eStar, I think Holder...
Hang on, Destiny being used. Holder running away. He needs the support. Trouble Bubble is going to bounce right into him, and Irma with the damage. Wei with the follow-up will get his second kill.
Yeah, and I mean...
Wuming's bot.
That's what happens when you blind pick Camille. Rogue Warrior's going to try and win out on their strong side, but hey, guess what? Xiaobai has TP.
And you know what? Wuming's by himself, and Across the arrow for the re-engage, but Xiaobai still pretty tanky with the Bammy Cinder. Versus 3 under turret. The gold card connects, the wild card flies through. TP being burnt, so Rogue Warriors have 5, but Rat turns around, almost kills Lei. The Poppy Hammer sends him up. Rogue Warriors will still get the kill, but now with Xiaobai in, Holder does nothing. And ShiauC picks up another kill. Lei is low, and Xiaobai has flash.
Yeah, I don't expect this to keep going, but Rogue Warriors want to.
Xiaobai, steadfast presence, give him the movement speed against the wall. The charge! I told you, when you feel it on Poppy, sometimes you feel it too much. As ShiauC, not enough batter, kicked against the turret, and the auto attack for a double kill for Rogue Warriors.
I like the pivot when you feel it on Poppy. Oh wait, actually, maybe you should feel it on Poppy, guys, but I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. A bunch of kills went back and forth. We saw eStar, though, in the meantime. Wei does have the Rip Tail, and they're pushing mid.
So we're not slowing down. 7 kills in 9 minutes is my type of game, as Wei does help get the turret plating for Irma, but will not put the turret, or the Rift Herald, excuse me, down at this point. Instead, backs away.
And, I mean, this is just unfortunate, right? Because
for who?
I'd still see overall, thematically, I like what Rogue Warriors have drafted, but
the Camille 0-3.
Yeah. The Camille got shut down extremely hard. Great play by Wei. I mean, great job noticing, hey, we can set up this matchup to be dove. Even getting punished a lot harder than I expected it to. It's been a long time since this matchup was meta. I think the last time was like 2017 or 2018.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's been a long time.
I mean, we've seen a lot more Camille. This is our first Poppy of the split.
We don't even see a lot of Camille, though, right?
Well,
we see Camille. We have Camille pocket pick players. We
Yeah.
see Camille sometimes. We don't see a lot of Camille.
Okay, and a lot. That's disingenuous. I apologize. We do see Camille in the LPL more than any other region, though, I believe.
That is true.
Because we also have some Jax players who are willing to play in.
Derek's preaching the truth right now.
Yeah.
But you're right. That is typically the matchup we see here in the LPL.
Unfortunately, we just don't have natural on a starting position in DMO, which means we won't see it as much as we would.
That's where it went, right? We saw Natural get subbed out. We saw BLG bring back in Meteor and then be like, hey, we're done with these top carries. We're all about playing bruisers and tanks now.
True.
And now, the Camille's disappeared a little bit.
And it's funny because, ADD would be watching this, the Poppy player in the league, saying, well, I'd probably play a better Poppy, but so far Xiaobai's done a pretty good job. 20 CS up in that lane. We talked about the 0-3 Camille who just wants to pick up CS. Well, for Rogue Warriors, they're trying to bring Haro into this bottom lane again. Wei going in towards mid. Wuming has the flash available. Burns it a little bit later. Trouble will fall short. But that's the pressure with Rift Herald in his back pocket.
And this is what we want to see. We said all about the mid-jungle 2v2. Zoe and Rek'Sai both incredibly strong 2v2 champions. I guess it doesn't even matter 2v2. Enemy jungle's not here. You just have a very strong gank on mid. You have great setup. You have great control.
And now with Herald,
talk about.
I mean, this should be a bit of turret plating going over. The gold spread throughout that mid-jungle 2v2. And more gold onto Wei is great as they've actually caught out Lei on transition to mid.
And there's that squad we talked about as well, right? We said, hey, Bard as well, wanting to move over. You're not playing for the laning phase, all about the journeys and the tunnels over. Great pick by them. Looks like it was set up by the Tempered Fate coming out from ShiauC.
Yeah.
But
We'll have a look again. ShiauC moved while the enchant across the arrow missed bot. And that was why the ulti was down, as Xiaobai's ulti can send Holder out, but it's the gold card that stops him in his track. The Sonic Wave resonating strike. And Wuming carried that. The Destiny, where are you going? He's TP in mid. He knew the play was over. He's going to save his wave.
Yes, he is. So not going to lose on any gold or XP, but his turret's extremely low. Ooh, Rogue Warriors bot lane.
And now Lei has to walk away. The tunnel onto Wei as ShiauC sends himself through with a magical journey. ZWuJi is exhausted, flashes away. The Cosmic Binding, beautiful. The Trouble Bubble follow-up means he is dead to Irma. 1-0 and 2 on this Zoe. They can't find the follow-up kill onto Lei, but they've got pressure of bot now as well.
And, I mean, this is just a byproduct of them losing out on top so hard to where even when, they find these opportunities to go top to try and save Holder in this matchup, well, now they're just going to lose out hard on bot side where they should be winning.
Yeah. And what are Rogue Warriors getting? Okay, Holder's getting some gold back into his pocket, but he's already so far behind. This will just equalize the matchup.
And the thing that I'm scared of for the side of Rogue Warriors is if Xiaobai keeps getting more gold, he's winning 20 CS right now, they keep getting these fights, and they accelerate the Poppy, because you actually don't have any, insane high DPS carries on the side of Rogue Warriors that could actually handle an extremely fed Poppy.
That's very true. And as we talked about before, it's so annoying. The fact that Xiaobai becomes more unkillable becomes a bigger thorn in their sides. And we're just looking at the turret plating taken by Holder. Xiaobai is going to get the same amount with Demolish.
Exactly, picking up more gold. We just talked about gaining these tank stats, and I mean, I guess Rogue Warriors comp doesn't want a 5v5 regardless, so you know, that doesn't come into the factor of your play pattern anyway. You want to go for the 1-3-1 insides, but I mean, Holder's still a long ways off from being able to deal with Xiaobai.
He has Ravenous Hydra. He's opted in for that first. Remember, Camille, Trinity Force user that we've seen, will be looking for that second. As Haro's now towards the top side, this could change the matchup, but Poppy's Hammer, I believe, is available in Steadfast Presence. Annoying for the Lee Sin too.
Extremely good into both champions. And
ooh, let's go. Oh, Holder going in. Takes a turret shot. But
and Xiaobai still wins out so much of these trades.
With the passive shield as well.
And right now, there's just so much threat on Rogue Warriors' bot side, as we can now see. Thank you, Observer, because the fact that Haro's been showing so long in the top lane means the fact that ZWuJi and Wuming just need to back off in mid and bot.
But can I talk about mid quickly? Because Irma got first turret blood, 610 gold in his back pocket. The new mid laner, set up to succeed in this game. He has been passively picking up gold, picked up a kill from that bottom lane play. Irma's 20 CS up over Wuming as well. And every time in the LPL we see a fed Zoe, it does not end well for the other team.
Oh, a nice ult from Xiaobai, but this also just comes back to me as a reflection of Wei, because the shot calling's been on point with them roaming around the map. He's done a great job of putting pressure absolutely everywhere, right? Great early ganks and potential dives on the top, great gank as we saw on mid lane, and then punishing Rogue Warriors when Haro would have to go top and try to find kills for his Camille.
I mean, his direction again, turret plating was almost 2k for eStar. Through the pressure he made, through the plays, dives he made, top, bottom, through mid.
And coming out of draft, eStar really needed to make this Rek'Sai pick work. We said, hey, this is a pick that only knows how to go forward. You're even doubling down with the Hail of Blades as well.
So risky,
and they made it work.
You talked about how, okay, this comp, again, wants to do different things, poke, disengage, play around mid early. Well, Wei has played around top, then mid. He's played a very aggressive early game.
Exactly. The thing that is more interesting about this one is it definitely has ways to play out mid-game team fights and things of this nature.
Especially with the head.
It just relies on a lot of things that are hard to rely on. You know, the Tempered Fate, Zoe being able to have the room in a team fight she needs, Xiaobai, you know, being that strong peel, not allowing for, you know, Holder to come and find a nice pick on a rat or something along those lines.
This is why we're so skeptical. So many conditions that need to be hit here from eStar, but they've hit them. And they've hit a 3k lead here at 15 minutes. We're looking bot where Xiaobai is absorbing the attention of Rogue Warriors. 3 members in that bottom lane while another turret goes down, while eStar are taking everything across the map.
Exactly, and this is why we don't see these comps that really play around side lane as hard as we're seeing Rogue Warriors do now, because it feels way easier to win out on the opposite side of the map with your 3 or 4-man core as compared to this Lee Sin Camille combo finding a pick onto the Poppy. It actually feels almost impossible.
And you've also talked heavily about the meta dictating around dragons, right? And how important they are, where the team fights, the full 5-on-5, the ability to 4-1 skirmish is always better in the LPL.
Exactly, and better in the world overall, I'd say. I was even watching Mickey X talk on this the other day that he just said, you know, in Season 10, he feels like the meta really was defined by the dragon changes. It's so easy. It's so hard to pick someone that needs to go split when everything just burns dragon so fast these days. Very easy to go take dragon. Maybe you lose out on one wave in a side lane, but obviously you'll take a soul for that any day of the week.
Plus the individual stats of things like Ocean, especially Cloud with a 10% ult cooldown reduction, is pretty beneficial. Also note that there's only one soul that people don't care about, and that is pretty much Cloud Soul, and everything else has to be fought over. As Rogue Warriors in this game are trying to make a play around topside once again around Xiaobai, but look at what eStar are doing. Setting up to get onto Holder, who has to pay respect, can't push out the wave, and is consistently getting held back in this game.
And you know eStar are going to get this dragon for free. Rogue Warriors just trying to take this turret as a consolation prize. Xiaobai has ultimate, but still, at least going to realize, hey, this turret doesn't need too much. And they still have Herald, actually.
This is an inhibitor. Inhibitor turret at the very least.
Yes.
Versus 3, maybe they pull back. Okay, am I too far on this? I don't know. Grabbing him onto Holder. And Rat with his ulti still available. Well, they'll get the charge at the very least. So no inhibitor turret, well defended, but eStar's transition to another turret in the inner bot.
And we still see on our minimap, guys, Haro is still around the top side, still shadowing for Wuming. I guess it doesn't matter too much because you know eStar at this point are going to peel off and do Drake, but...
I love how Haro is taking a lot of the gold here on Rogue Warriors once again.
I'm honestly even surprised the gold is as close as it is because at least, you know, from the eye test in terms of pressure, eStar are dictating everything.
It seems dominant. You're right. But Rogue Warriors keep trading off these turrets and Haro keeps shadowing, as you mentioned before. And I'm really curious about the gold discrepancy. I know we have this really cool graph that in Season 10 I'm thankful for that we have EXP graphs and, you know, gold graphs as well.
The item breakpoints one
yeah.
is nice.
I think it's really cool. I'm just going to highlight another broadcast here that LEC do the little item things over the champion portraits.
Oh, I love those.
I think that's really awesome. I think here as well.
They also have levels.
Yeah,
nice.
they do.
Very easy to see.
And it's really cool to see, like, okay, well, Black Cleaver's now picked up on the Haro. Well, same here for Wei as well. Both junglers are very fed.
Yes,
in this game.
Both junglers definitely are the, you know, the highlights of their teams, as we said, coming into the day. And I think Haro's dead.
Yeah, he's actually being caught on out. Ult flies through from Rat. Haro low, but with the exhaust and the destiny out, that's a big nope. As Holder with a hook shot, wall shot, has to run away before the poppy gets there. The Tempered Fate dodged away from nicely. Trouble Bubble as well. Holder lucky he's alive, but over the wall, Wuming uses Destiny, get out ShiauC, flash forward, burns one out of Wuming. eStar decisive.
That was really nice, the initial pick coming out onto Haro. Nice sidestepping from Holder, but still, like you said, decisive. That's definitely the key word for eStar there. Picking up another kill, going to exert more pressure on the map. Sadly, there is no neutral objective for them to pick up, but still, you're going to take a gold. You're going to take the vision that comes with having a 5v4 on the map any day of the week.
Remember, we are setting up for a Baron, and even though Aphelios has been nerfed, even though his big purple worm take is a little bit slower, still, you've got a big advantage. There's always the threat there to pull in Rogue Warriors.
And this is, you know, something that I've really liked to talk about lately is the fact that how eStar's comp does so well at abusing terrain.
Yep.
We see, you know, the Rek'Sai with his Tremor Sense, the Bard with his Magical Journey, so we obviously are Sleepy Trouble Bubble. So this is a comp especially that's going to do quite well in setting up long-range picks and even sieges to a degree. Like, not a full-on siege for, let's say, like a turret, but, you know, setting up in front of a Baron and forcing the enemy team to come into you and just layering those paddle stars over the wall.
I think another thing as well that Rogue Warriors would be happy about, as the Tempered Fate dodged away from again, ShiauC using this off the cooldown for now, is the fact that it's a Infernal Rift, so a little bit more blast cones available. I do like that implementation from Riot as well, along with the Mountain Rift putting up terrain when Dragons first came in, is changes the dynamic and influences a lot of these comps as well.
The blasting plants one is really funny.
Yeah.
The two near the base just get me.
I mean, you blast cone to another blast cone to get near another blast cone, right?
Exactly.
It's also pretty good when you're the team behind that needs to check for vision and has an extra option out. As Baron's being watered here, that's just been spawned up, but we're looking towards another objective. In 2 minutes' time, it is the Infernal that the Rift is being built towards eStar. If they get that, they will be on Infernal.
Like, the problem for me with Rogue Warriors right now is just they have no way of ever winning grouped up skirmishes or fights. It's just not in the cards for them. They need to rely on side lane plays, but still, Holder is nowhere near a point to where he can kill Xiaobai by himself. We're seeing an adaptation, though. We're seeing Wuming go over. They're going to look at this two-man squad. Okay,
but do they have the damage? Xiaobai's pretty damn tanky here with Aegis, and against the wall, Steadfast Present goes the way. The gold card locks him down. It took a while, but they got there as Enchantress are on the top side. Rogue Warriors going to turn this around. ZWuJi does a bit of damage, and Irma has to respect.
Yeah, that was actually a bit surprising coming out from ZWuJi, but still, nice adaptation coming out from Rogue Warriors comp. They still have Wuming waiting in the wings. They're going to have both commit to the turret. Both do have TP.
Lichbane.
But still, you expect these stars now. I'm surprised. I was going to expect them to go on Baron and maybe at least try to force out this double TP. But instead feeling that's too risky.
Yeah. And for Rogue Warriors, a bit more gold in their back pocket. We'll watch this one again because for Xiaobai, it took 2 people.
I mean, he's right. He's insanely big right now, but still, 2 is definitely enough. It got close, right? He survived a gold card and the Hextech ultimatum come out, but still, they do have enough damage in the end.
Sorry, Ghost was actually out of Wuming there in that play. It was Xiaobai with the Steadfast Presence that, of course, gives a bit of movement speed as well. Note his build lyric. We're getting a Death Dance, I believe, out of the poppy.
I don't know how to react to this. It's interesting. It's
interesting.
Nice.
I used the right word.
We haven't seen Poppy in quite a while.
But I don't know. There it
the
is.
last person who played Poppy was actually also Xiaobai in Spring.
Was it? I thought it was
so.
ADD on BLG, because remember, this is he's a Scion player and a Poppy player.
I don't think he's played it this split, though.
Okay, well, to be fair, he hasn't played much.
I mean, exactly. I think he did play it in Spring as well, though. You're right.
Yeah, he hasn't played it. ADD's played Zillion top, funnily enough. It's goodbye, Lei.
Well,
caught out again. Not good as ZWuJi dodges away, but now with the magical journey, a bit of movement speed. Irma also has a fake flash to use for the troll bubble. Oh, look, Rogue Warriors like, let's all in. Side laners get the turret.
hey, to be fair, Rogue Warriors are being very realistic about what their comp needs to do because, again, they cannot match eStar. They need to go for this, but eStar are all here.
Okay, hold it by himself, trying to buy time while the Twisted Fate gets the dragon. Or sorry, the turret, the inhibitor. I got there in the end. I got a bit tilted because Steadfast Presence stopped him and Destiny to get out. Inhibitor remains intact, but now an open base.
I mean, games like this are so interesting because you understand the thought process of what Rogue Warriors is doing, but they're just so behind, it doesn't really matter. It's actually weird. They're only behind 2K gold, but we talked about this pressure that eStar have.
And now in front of Baron versus 5 Lyric. ZWuJi there, slowing them down at 3K. Sonic Wave in the backline, 2.5 away. Has the smite available, so does Haro. Same level as Xiaobai, gets enchanted across the Haro over the wall. Sonic Wave, he wants to steal it, flashes in the smite, steals it. Haro does it again, sacrifices his life, and that's all you need.
What even is this game? I can't believe Haro actually finds it. This game, despite being so close to gold, looked pretty done and dusted for the side of Rogue Warriors, honestly. They were grasping at a lot of really cool and cheesy, funny plays to stay in this game. But that was absolutely hype coming out from Haro.
And hey, they got 2 side laners with Baron and eStar. This is not the Infernal Soul. This only leads to Soul points, so Rogue Warriors have a bit of time to play. 2.5 minutes at the Baron buff.
That is so tragic for Wei as well, because Wei's been having an insane game so far. 3-0-4 in the Rek'Sai, setting up all the pressure coming in, but that just hurts.
It really does. I know we're going to get a replay here, but let's watch this again because Haro got knocked up.
Yeah, let's see. So has
Flashes.
Flashes into the knockup, honestly.
Spites into the knockup.
Yep, still comes down just in the nick of time, and it's going to be nice now because the key thing to me is that Wuming has it, so you can go back to putting this double side lane pressure.
Yeah.
And for me, in my opinion, eStar shouldn't even look to exert any map pressure at this point. Wait out the Baron. Make sure that Rogue Warriors don't get any kind of cheesy side lane play. Just react to it, and then when next Drake comes up, hey, you're at soul point. You're gonna be able to pick up the soul.
Because we've got a Trinity Force Camille who now has the Baron as well. And I was going to ask you whether was he?
I think yeah.
He was. Yeah.
He wasn't up. I think he had like 1 second left or something, which is pretty disappointing. But
then again, it was a steal, so you take
exactly
what you get.
Right. You're not going to complain about Haro not smiting a second later.
But hey, open inhibitor lane getting pushed with the Baron buff. So running down his Wuming while eStar is saying, let's push mid.
And this is what surprises me, that they're actually electing into this. Because we see Rogue Warriors' other members do have Baron as well.
Backing, Xiaobai, committing, and he's gone. Gonna respect Wuming, who has Destiny and Teleport to keep him safe. Now, eStar are not available on the map. Destiny's used preemptively. Wei's on his way. Destiny will be blocked against the wall. Wuming's like, uh-oh. He has heal that he's just opted in for the spell book. Knocked up in the air. Gold card. Wei is ready. Flashes in. Knock up there. And with a gold card in hand, yeah, should have gotten out quicker.
I mean,
well,
it happens. Rogue Warriors are going for the play they need.
Well, that slows everything down, doesn't it?
Like, just to set expectations for viewers the rest of this game. This is what it's going to be until either eStar makes some kind of game-changing mistake where they can't take, like they give Wuming an inhibitor or something along those lines, until eStar just take an Infernal Drake, or they just, do get a Baron themselves. Something along these lines. The game is going to be Rogue Warriors looking for these, like, 007 secret agent plays.
Okay, well, I look forward to that. A lot of pick potential that we've talked about, especially with TF and Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Also, note where Holder is. Okay, he's just backing away, respecting eStars that are moving up towards the top side.
The Poppy finished the Death Stance, so we got that.
And now we're waiting for the Sterix gauge.
Oh, wow. He TP'd right to bot lane. So, again, very conscious decision by Rogue Warriors to just constantly put up this pressure.
No one's back from eStar. This is gone. Walking down is the mid laner. Wuming's like, I'm not going to play the risky game again. I'm getting out.
And Irma, I'm sorry, definitely can one-shot him.
Yeah, he's got Magi Soul Stealer, 3 items. Trouble lands through the minion wave as well. Card at max range. Irma doesn't get the follow-up. Flash was still available.
A bit unfortunate the wave came at the same time as well. So, you know, even had he not been gold carded, the Paddle Star probably couldn't have connected.
Backing away. So Wuming knows what he's doing. He's just got to do more of it and in a strategic fashion.
Dragon is up in 1 minute 30 seconds.
So definitely do more of it.
I mean, to be fair though, it's not his choice if eStar chooses to, you know, send someone to answer him or not, right?
Yeah. But you mentioned Dragon, of course. Being realistic, Infernal Soul Point here for eStar. Rogue Warriors only have an Ocean, so to stop that from a Zoe, from the team they have.
And even seeing every time the camera pans over to Holder,
just
waiting for some kind of pick he can find in a brush.
Waiting for way. Oh, maybe this
one?
time he gets it, because Rek'Sai out of burrowed form. Hookshot, walkshot to connect. Destiny being used. The duo as Wei goes golden teleport to be respected. Gold card. Can they kill the Rek'Sai before the TP comes in? The charge against the wall. Wei is at one shot. The Hextech golden him as they take him down, and the Poppy Hammer sends them to safety.
I mean, overall, you found a kill that you probably shouldn't have been able to find. That's a massive win for... And now we see Haro pushing the bot lane. They're just constantly pulling the members of eStar apart.
And eStar head in the hands every time this happens.
This is a classic.
Yeah.
This is seriously going to be an LPL 2020 Summer Classic of like how you play when you have all this silent pressure. You can't team fight, and how you try to win a game.
That's why it feels like this game will go for 40+ minutes, because we're just going to be watching like one pick into a fight into maybe Dragon.
Do Rogue Warriors just get Dragon here? Because Wei's still not up.
And he won't be anywhere near, so I'll answer that for you. Probably yes.
Hey, you have a Zoe. We talked about the terrain scaling, the play over terrain. Oh my god, Irma.
That's
oh, jeez.
And this is going to go down to it quick. Ultimate comes through from Bard. It is denied. And now with the TP in the backline, eStar with a numbers disadvantage. Holders rolling through. Rat is the target. He flashes away. Already taken down by the Camille. And the 80 carry of Rogue Warriors is firing. eStars, why did you fight with a numbers disadvantage?
Guys, how did Rogue Warriors actually end up pulling this one out? Rogue Warriors should be able to end this game, honestly.
They're running through mid, long death timers with all 5 alive. Of course, Lyric, they'll do some damage, if not end the game.
Seriously, this was a classic. This was an amazing and exciting game for Rogue Warriors. You know, 5-head big brain plays the whole time.
It's game. It's a 2-0. Rogue Warriors have given us what we wanted. Entertaining games. And, sir, let's go further. Rogue Warriors are going into playoffs. I'll join the army.